Well, there's only one way this episode can start, Franny.
Ants. 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 Ant-Man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of... Why don't we start like that every week, but just with whatever the subject of the movie is?
We should.
Welcome back to another episode of Every Marvel Movie Ever. I'm your host, Gabe Thomas. With me, as always, is your co-host, Francisco Ocala. I can't wait until the day when you're not here, and I don't have to say as always. And then if you miss one, then I'll just hold it over you forever. And Tim and I will just do our own episode.
Or until I get kicked off the show.
Yeah, by saying something horrible. I just don't cut it out. I just leave it on air. Hold on.
You know, Red Skull had the right mindset.
That's an audio clip. There is a line. Did I say we're talking about Ant-Man today? Because whatever, fuck, it's Ant-Man. There's that line that the villain Darren Cross, men named Darren have different energy. I think there's a line that Darren has where he's like, "Hey, the Nazis are here. They're not what they were. Like Hydra's here. They're not."
Hydra's buying my super not obviously evil suits.
What do you think about Ant-Man?
Seeing it again, I think I actually liked it a little more than I did the first time. But I already kind of liked this one.
Yeah, I like this movie. It's definitely a lesser one, and I think. But also, again, any MCU movie until about Homecoming I've seen a billion times. So I've seen this one so many times. But
yeah, this movie isn't as good as a lot of MCU movies, but I still really like it. I think it has value.
Oh yeah, it's really funny. It can be kind of cliche in the plot beats. This is kind of the main example when you're talking about
movie.
Yeah, but you know, this is the one where it's so blatantly like the villain is just some guy who has some science thing, and he has the exact opposite of what the superhero has.
It's
like,
really unfortunate that this is the villain that we got immediately after Ultron.
Yeah, that's also a shame. And then Zemo is the next one, which is also really good. So it's
the most unnecessary villain in the entire MCU.
Yeah, but he's good. Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's a good villain. But
yeah, not in the MCU though. No, he doesn't do anything.
You don't like how he's like, hey...
He just exists, and then at the end of the movie, he tries to shoot himself.
That's great. I like when he tries to shoot himself. Anyway, Ant-Man came out in 2015. Was directed by Peyton Reed, who's just like... He directed like Bring It On and like Jim Carrey's Yes. So he's like a comedy director. And it was supposed to be, and Tim always brings this up when we have him on because he's a big Edgar Wright fan. Since like 2003... this was going to be an Edgar Wright movie. Edgar Wright was working on Ant-Man movie forever. There's famous test footage that came out, and I'll link that below. Eventually, when Disney bought Marvel, Edgar Wright was like, I want to make this movie, but I don't want to have tons of like MCU references. I want it to be kind of like on its own. And they were like, that's not how we do things. And this is actually the reason Ant-Man and the Wasp are supposed to be core Avengers characters, but they're not in the movies until like this is the end of phase 2, and then we're finally seeing these characters. And the reason for that is because Edgar Wright was going to make this movie, but then he was like, I don't want it to be that tied into all the Marvel stuff because I feel like there's too many constraints, and so he didn't do it. He's still credited as like a story writer. But
was it supposed to be in phase 1 then?
Yeah, I think so. It was supposed to be a much earlier one, and then it just kind of got held off forever because there were big disagreements once Disney bought. Yeah.
I can't imagine Ant-Man being in, like, the first Avengers movie.
Well, I mean, that's how it is in the comics. He's there in the first issue.
I mean, yeah, he is a core member in the comics, but in the movies specifically, I feel like I can't really see it.
Maybe. But then you get to this movie, and it's like, it's still, there's those, like, Edgar Wright moments, like, there's the Luis telling his story. That's the best part of the fucking movie is whenever he does that. It's so great. He does it again in Ant-Man and the Wasp. You can just tell those are like Edgar Wright moments.
Paul Rudd carries the movie.
Oh yeah, he does. He's great, and he's such a strong lead in this.
Yeah, I love Paul Rudd in pretty much everything he's in. He's so good.
He's just a pure... When he's working at Baskin-Robbins, or after he gets fired from Baskin-Robbins...
Baskin-Robbins always finds out.
Oh man, they find out who you are? When he's walking back home and he's like drinking the mango blast or whatever, it's like Paul Rudd, I don't believe he has eaten anything except for like raw chicken and protein shakes. To look like that when he's like 45 in that movie,
he needs to share his skin routine eventually.
I don't know what he's fucking doing.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Apparently he was so ripped that they were like, we have to change the suit. Because they were like, Paul Rudd, work out. And he was like, okay. And so then he got the abs or whatever. And they're like, he lost too much weight that now he's too fit for the suit we have. So we have to make a new suit that he can actually fit in.
What a champ.
Yeah, what a champ, exactly. And like pretty soon after, Chris Pratt has done that, where it's like, you're a comedy guy and everybody knows you for these screwy comedies or whatever. Now you're going to be a fucking superhero. And yeah, he's really great. I feel weird right now. I feel like I'm like Ant-Man. Like, I want to talk about it, but for some reason I feel like I don't have that much to say about it. I definitely do. I just need to. My brain needs to process what I want to say right now. I'm in a weird spot.
This is definitely one of the smaller scale movies, so I kind of get. Ah, damn it. That was unintentional, but
ants.
This is definitely one of the smaller scale movies, so it kind of makes sense that there's not a whole lot to say. It's kind of its own thing, other than the Falcon cameo.
Oh my god, yeah.
Which I kind of liked.
When I saw this, I would say until probably maybe until like Stan Lee's cameo in Guardians 2. That was like the biggest surprise. Not because it's like this shocking thing that Falcon's in it or whatever. Like, Falcon's cool, but that wasn't in any marketing, I don't think. I never knew that, and so I went in to see this like opening weekend, and Falcon was just there. And I was watching it this time, and like, why was this so exciting? And it's because you see that it's Avengers Mansion or whatever, and then it just cuts to Falcon. Like, it's not like the huge reveal. He just swoops in real quick.
He's there.
It's like he's there, and I was like, oh my god! Like, the way it's presented, I did not expect another Avenger to be an Ant-Man, especially when they don't mention it. But that fight is really great, and probably one of the highlights of the whole movie for me.
Yeah, it's very good.
I've always wondered who Falcon is talking to on the thing, because at first it sounds like Captain America's voice.
That's what I thought, but then at the end of the fight he says, don't tell Cap about this.
Exactly, which is great. Yeah, because Falcon is in love with Captain America, as we all know.
Just like all of Captain America's friends.
Yeah, and me. I'm in love with Captain America. Have you seen him? Have you seen Chris Evans in his sweater and Knives Out?
I have.
It's good.
But who is it? Do you know?
No, I
Is
don't
it
know.
a character?
No, I don't think so. I've always
It's just a voice.
I just thought it was. I've always thought that was weird because it's like he's probably talking like Maria Hill or something. It sounds like a man's voice though, but I just mean like stock Shield character.
Yeah, it's probably just some random character.
Because I don't think any other major character is credited in any way in this, and maybe even if it's an uncredited cameo, I've never heard anybody break down who that is. But if you know who that is, get back to me because I would actually love to know because that's always been a thing for me.
I feel like we would, if it was like an actual character, we'd be able to recognize it because I feel like everybody in the MCU kind of has a distinct voice.
I think so, but I think, well, again, we both thought it was Captain America at first. We were like, because it sounds like him. But there's no way he would talk about him in the third person to him. That doesn't make any sense. So yes, I would love more information on that. There's only and this isn't a complaint, just an observation, there's only 2 real superhero action scenes in this whole movie. Just the Falcon scene, the end scene. There's not a lot of action.
The training scene, kinda. That's
but
like
I mean,
half.
like a fight, a battle scene. There's only 2. Again, smaller scale. It's Ant-Man. It's basically Ocean's 11, but with shrinking technology. And I really like that. The actual heist is really fun, and all of his friends are involved.
Yeah, I kind of love pretty much everything about it.
Yeah, it's a great sequence. Yeah. And goddamn, yeah, Michael Pena. We say Paul Rudd carries the movie, but Michael Pena is my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, he's great.
Great comic relief character.
I kind of like all of Scott's comic relief friends. I think they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
The other 2 are a little forgettable, but I kind of like all of them.
The one guy, the German guy, he's used much better in... Oh, also, he's in The Dark Knight, that guy. He's like a character actor. He's in The Dark Knight. He's like one of the guys Batman breaks his... You know those memes where it's like, now talk, or whatever, when he's destroyed? He's the guy. He's why they say that. And so whenever I see him in Dark Knight, I'm like, that's fucking Scott Lang's
your ass
friend.
kicked.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the other guy is T.I., who's a rapper. And he is not a good dude.
Yeah.
He's canceled.
Now that I'm really thinking about it, I think I like all the characters, other than the villain.
I like
Hank and his daughter, who I can't think
Hope?
of the name of. Yeah, there we go.
She's a fucking main Ant-Man the Wasp friend.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I feel like I like all the characters. They're all pretty good.
This might be the first time I've seen this since Ant-Man and the Wasp came out. And watching the flashback scene with Hank and Janet in like the 80s where Janet goes subatomic in the missile. I can't fucking take that seriously now when I know she's in a weird realm where she has magic healing powers. That really ruined that.
Yeah, where she goes subatomic and then becomes Jesus.
Yeah, that's so fucking bad. That's still probably the most confusing thing in the MCU.
It's the most unfortunate thing in the MCU.
Yeah.
Kind of just ruined the entire quantum realm.
Yeah, they really
They
did.
built it up so much, and it's just like, you turn really tiny, and then you just get these cool powers.
Or sometimes a rat is just gonna free you from the quantum realm or whatever. Like, yeah, it was such a novel idea that they just completely ruined. But all the shrinking itself might be a weird thing to comment on, but it's really great, the effect where it looks exactly like the comics. When you like see, when he's shrinking, you can still see like the form,
each
the
frame.
outline
It's
from
like
when he was
it
bigger.
gets smaller.
Yeah, it's not like he just shrinks. You can still see.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I love that. That first scene where he shrinks down the bathtub is really fun.
I think all the stuff with Scott being shrunken down, it looks great.
Oh, of course, yeah. Especially my favorite little action beat probably in the movie is when he like runs on the guy's gun and then he grabs the guy's tie and like grows big.
Yeah.
And like that's a great use. I'm pretty sure that was the Edgar Wright test footage, was basically that exact scenario. And so I'm like, God damn it, Edgar Wright.
There's some great stuff that you can do with Ant-Man, and I think they pulled it off pretty well.
Oh yeah, no, this is for an Ant-Man movie, it's great. And they were gonna make it about Hank Pym, and they're like, for canon reasons, we're not gonna make it about Hank Pym because Hank Pym famously assaulted his wife, but also he created Ultron. And I remember people were like, when Age of Ultron was coming out, probably should have talked about this last week, but there was so much to talk about when we talked about Age of Ultron.
That episode was longer, was way too long. So
yeah, but still, again, I still feel like we didn't touch everything because I want to bring up that when that movie was coming out, everybody was like, are they going to introduce Hank Pym also so he can invent Ultron? No, he's going to get his own movie. Something I like, another promotional thing that isn't just Ant-Man.
That's my favorite trailer for any movie ever. I love it so much, and I go back to it all the time.
It's fucking great.
Ants.
Ant-Man. but
one of my favorite comments on that video is just, this is proof that that Marvel can just get anyone to see the MCU movies and they don't have to try.
That's very true. But the first trailer, when the trailer first came out, you couldn't tell what was going on because it was tiny. When they said Ant-Man trailer, it was a tiny trailer that you couldn't see.
Oh my god!
And then the next day they released the trailer.
I love that.
Yeah, Ant-Man's marketing. Also, do you ever see those posters where it's just like it's like Iron Man, Ant-Man's on his shoulder or whatever? There were these promotional posters where it was like Hawkeye and you can see his hand with like the bow and Ant-Man's on the edge or whatever. Like all the Avengers, but then Ant-Man's on them. Those were also posters. I don't know why they went so fucking hard for Ant-Man's marketing. I think they were worried people wouldn't see it because it's called Ant-Man.
Yeah, probably.
But they can print money, so it's fine. Like people will see anything you make. So.
Yeah, like pretty much, like I said, the Ants trailer. They don't have to try it. People are gonna see their movies.
It's true. I mean, that's great. I love that. I also think, I was thinking this when I was watching this. This is the best edited MCU movie. Again, probably an Edgar Wright thing because Edgar Wright's movies are so quick and they move so fast. But it's like the editing is so fucking quick. Like it's just like,
but in a good way.
In the best way. I'm saying it has the best editing of any of these movies. It's the only time where I notice it, where it's like these comedy edits, especially when Luis is telling his stories. They're so succinct.
Yeah.
And in the action too. I do love there's great visual gags throughout this whole movie, but the Thomas the Tank Engine thing is the fucking greatest.
Yeah, I love that so
That's
much.
never not funny. That scene also has the part where they're like, we gotta help Scotty, and then the one line I quote from this a lot is just back it up. We're going back it up because it goes on for so long, but it's funny. I love it. It's just things like that where it's like you can tell it's made by a comedy director and that they're having a lot of fun on the set.
It's very weird that you can tell that it's a comedy director who made the movie just by the kinds of jokes that are in the movie.
Right, because all these movies have jokes, but you can tell when it's like, this man knows what he's doing.
You can tell like Joss Whedon isn't a comedy director. He just writes a lot of quips. This movie is made by an actual comedy director and writes actual jokes.
Yeah, which is impressive that the action is also so good, because you'd think he probably doesn't know how to do that so well, but he does. He proves himself. It's a really good, really well made movie, and it's so easy to watch, I think, because it's like with credits or before credits, it's like an hour 45 minutes basically, and there's like 15 minutes of credits.
This is definitely one of the shorter ones compared to all the ones that we've been watching that are like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly. Yeah, it's a breezy little movie, and it's really easy to put on. And I think it's fun enough that anyone can really watch it.
Yeah, I feel like it works as like a movie that you can pay attention to. But also, it's one of those movies where it's just like it can be background noise, and then you pay attention, and oh look, there's a funny joke.
If you have like kids, and there's like you need to just show them a movie to keep them distracted while you do paperwork or whatever, show them Ant-Man. Like Ant-Man
it'll keep them busy.
It's so harmless too. That is like it's not like super violent. It's like just put them in front of Ant-Man. It's fine. Even though sometimes people get turned into goo. And as fucking lame as Darren is, I do enjoy that scene when he. Well, goodbye, Frank. I enjoy that, but otherwise...
This is one good scene.
Yeah, I mean, he's in good scenes, but he's never good.
Yeah,
he's definitely one of the worst.
Still don't understand why he designed the yellow jacket suits to look so very obviously evil.
Yeah, I don't know. Because when he has one at the end of the movie, he has to be evil. And he is evil. He's frying goats or sheep or whatever.
Yeah, he fries goats. And he's like, we're changing mankind.
Move on to 34B. Yeah, but...
It's weird that trying to shrink things makes them turn into goo. It's whatever, I guess.
Well, it's just an easy way to show that it's not working yet.
Yeah.
There's danger in doing it. Hank Pym, Michael Douglas, he's also really great in this. Again, people are really good in this, but I really like Michael Douglas as just like he's a dick. Is a dick the way that Hank Pym is in the comics, but if he was like 30 years older. And he's like, yeah, I was Ant-Man, but it fucking ruined my life. I just want to be left alone.
Yeah, he's a dick, but there's like a perfect balance of him actually being like a decent person.
Right.
He's kind of mean, but he's not a bad person.
No, it's
not
like
necessarily.
It's like Last Jedi Luke Skywalker. It's like when Rey gets there. And she's like, oh my god, Luke Skywalker, everyone has heard a million legends about you. And he's just like, get the fuck out of here.
So old.
I'm so done.
Just leave me with my goat, with my, what is it? Weird green milk?
Oh yeah, there's giant monsters, like big boobs, and he milks it. I love his family, though. Like Cassie, and then Judy Greer's the mom, and then the dad. In the second one, he's whatever in this, but Paxton, the dad, in the second Ant-Man movie is like one of my favorite parts because he's just become this complete comedy character where he's just like, oh, what do you need, Scott? What do you need, buddy? And so it's great in this one that he's like such an asshole. Yeah, but then he's completely like, oh my god, I'm completely with you, and I love that turn with that character. Definitely one of my, I wouldn't say one of my favorites, but I do enjoy when Hank Pym's like if we're doing name drops, I like when Hank Pym's like, the Avengers are... Stark has been trying to steal my shit forever. I'm not going to give anything to the new Stark, and they are dropping cities on people or whatever.
Like, I'm not trusting any of the Starks with my suit. They literally just dropped an entire city in Russia like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. The Baskin-Robbins joke, I've always thought it was funny, but it's also so blatant, where it's like product placement wise, it's like Baskin Robbins.
But I feel like that's like product placement done right.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's not like it's a super big plot element. Like what movie was it? The Power Rangers? Yeah.
The Krispy Kreme. Rita Bros is like, the magic stone is in the Krispy Kreme. I saw it in the theater and I was laughing so hard at that. Oh, one joke that's really bad, and I even texted our nerd group chat about this. It's like the part where he's like, oh, I'm a cat burglar. Oh, so you're a pussy?
Please laugh.
Applause. Yeah, exactly. It's just so lame. Those are the kind of jokes where it's like, yeah, the first time it's like mild chuckle because it's surprising, but maybe again because I've seen it so many times, it's like
knowing that it's coming, it's like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, it's it's a weird joke for the MCU to make. I wouldn't expect them to do that. It's a little risque for that, but
Disney's going to new levels.
Yeah, they're hardcore. But yeah, no, Avengers, or not Avengers. I wish. Ant-Man. Ant-Man is a perfectly fine, perfectly fun Marvel movie. I like it. I enjoy it when I watch it. I like the ants. I like Anthony. That's fun.
Rest in peace, Anthony.
Rest in peace, Anthony. It's all fun. I don't know. That's really what it is.
It's just a fun movie. It's not the best one, but it's definitely not a bad movie at all.
No, it's fun. I wouldn't have seen it so many times. Well, yeah, I probably would have if it was bad. But you know,
I mean, how many times have you seen Thor: The Dark World?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I'll read some listener stuff then. Tim McMullen Kondo says, "Is Ant-Man the worst and most irrelevant superhero that they had to make relevant in Endgame because everyone complained? I don't think he's bad or irrelevant. I don't think people don't like him."
Yeah, I don't think I've heard anybody saying that they don't like Ant-Man.
No, me either. And he's great in Civil War, especially, is when he's the best.
I love him in Civil War.
He's fun in Endgame also, and Ant-Man the Wasp. I always like that Paul Rudd. But yeah, no, Civil War, he's so fucking great.
Yeah, he's definitely at his best in Civil War.
I feel like it wouldn't be that hard for Janet Van Dyne to have escaped the quantum realm, by the way, like in the 80s, because all fucking Paul Rudd.
Yeah, all he
Scott
did was
Lang
put
did
the little
was-
disc in his belt and then press the button.
He just changed it, yeah.
Maybe
so.
did she not have those before?
I guess not. I guess that's a new and isn't that the technology? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she should have been able to figure it out.
Oh shit, the de-aging we didn't even talk about. This is the first real Marvel de-aging scene.
Yeah.
Right at the start. And you get to see Peggy Carter and Howard Stark and some guy.
Some Hydra guy
Some
that
Hydra
comes
guy.
back at the end of the movie.
It
the
looks
de-aging
great.
looks good.
It looks
Yeah,
so
it
great,
looks
yeah. It's always looked good in these movies. I don't think
they have the money for it.
Yeah, there's never an example where I think. I mean, also this is only 5 years old. This movie is so new. Still.
Yeah, we're
like,
getting really close to like recent movies.
Yeah, well, luckily we're about to take a fucking huge break again. So just as soon as we get close, we really have to impede the progress. So this fucking podcast goes until 2030.
We just gotta delay all of our episodes like the MCU delayed all of its movies.
Yeah, why can't we delay stuff? Well, I guess we do frequently. No Soulspin says, adore this film. Scott and Cassie are my favorite duo in the MCU. The entire cast is just so great to watch. Hilarious casting for pretty much everyone on the team. Love that the plot is low stakes and everything is relatively contained. And this is easily the most wholesome MCU film. Warm feelings watching it every time. Definitely one I'm always sure to rewatch a lot, and the score is insanely excellent. And just real quick, I'll say Tom Cork says, every MCU movie should feature a surf rock remix of its main theme, which this does have. And yeah, no, Noah, I'm you. It's just a nice, small-scale, wholesome movie.
Yeah, I think the best word to describe this movie is just wholesome. This is just an innocent... It's probably the most innocent MCU movie.
That's what I mean when it's like you can just put this on, your kids can watch it.
Like this is definitely like the most kid-friendly MCU movie, even though these aren't like necessarily the worst movies ever for kids.
Yeah,
this
well,
one
you know what?
especially.
This one made me think about, because I was like, superhero movies, they're kids movies, and kids will see these no matter what. When you really think about it, every single one of these movies pretty much has at least one scene where it's like, oh, that's pretty horrifying for a child.
Oh, yeah.
That's very violent.
Yeah.
This is the only one where it's like, I can't think, like maybe, and kids like animals, and that lamb gets disintegrated. That's about as bad. As
show your kids the first Avenger where the guy gets thrown into the.
That's still probably the most gory. That and Thanos
Yeah.
getting his head cut off are like the two things where it's like, oh Jesus.
I still love it.
Oh yeah, I love it too. I love that shit. But I'm just saying, yeah, it's definitely not very kid friendly. This might be the second to last episode of the podcast for a while.
Forever.
At least for a little while. So yeah, because our next week we'll be doing Superman 4 on the other
Quest for
podcast.
Peace, my favorite title.
And then in 2 weeks we're going to be doing Four Stick, and Paul might be on that episode. I don't know yet.
Might?
He might be. I think he will be.
He's been saying like the whole show that he's going to be on it.
I know, but I'm just saying I haven't talked to him 100% recently about it, so I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive he'll be on that episode. I just have to work out the logistics of that. Yeah, so thanks for listening to this. I feel like this episode will have me at the end being like a couple days later being like, I didn't mention that he said Tales to Astonish and Ant starred Tales to Astonish or something.
Sorry
like
guys, Gabe here again.
hey guys, it's me. I'm back. I'll just make you do it on an Instagram voice message. You can send it, and I'll
send it in like what's the maximum length? It's like 30 seconds.
Oh, there's their maximum?
I think so.
I only use it for gags. I've
literally never used it.
Or to send you part of the podcast that I think is funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do that. Yeah, okay. That's it, boys and girls.
And other
ants and cants. I will see you. We will This is a
You're not
communal
gonna plug anything this time?
podcast. Oh shit!
Yeah, you gotta go through the motions.
I just want to play Kingdom Hearts. I just want to get there as quick as I can.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be something.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be
know. I don't. I hope you enjoy.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah.
Gonna give it a chance. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter at Marvel Movie Pod. You can email us at marvelmoviepod@gmail.com. We also have a DC show. Every DC movie ever happens comes out every other week.
You okay?
At DC Movie Pod on Instagram, Twitter, DCMoviePod@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram and
Come on, you'll get it.
You can find me on Instagram at FlipDeg. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at FlipDeg, but the E in egg has a 3. Franny's on social media because he shrunk his phone and he can't find it.
My phone's somewhere in the quantum realm.
Yes,
It's shrinking infinitely.
Yeah, that's it.
Stay safe, everybody. Bye.